ladies and gentlemen. What we have to share with you today is a presentation of 18th century martial music and the tradition that has developed here in historic Camden over the past 3+ decades. First of all, I'd like to discuss with you what we have to show. Unlike most students you would see in the field, we have a little bit of everything for uniforms. This is because music was often during performances brigaded together. We've taken it one step further by also brigading the Crown Force musicians with the Continental musicians. Now let me describe first of all what I am wearing. This is a Crown Force uniform belonging to the Hessian Regiment von Boos. You will see other members of the regiment dressed similarly. You'll notice that the coats are blue, representing the Hessian Army. The decoration, what we call lace, going down the sleeves and across the seams, is a holdover from an earlier era, but it was practical in identifying the music from the standard soldiers of the period. You'll see in the front rank a number of red coats. These are not representative of the British Army. This is representative of a tradition in military music of, once again, with or without lace, of identifying your music as being different than your men. In this case, the folks in the front rank with red coats, their soldiers actually wear blue coats. They're Continentals. In this case, representing the two regiments, the 2nd South Carolina and the 2nd North Carolina. Behind them, you'll see another series of coats. You notice the cap on the gentleman to the left-hand side. That's the 2nd South Carolina cap. The two drummers to his left are the 2nd North Carolina. Similar uniforms, but just enough different so you can distinguish them from each other. You go further in the back rank, you'll see another Continental drummer in red, but you'll see a Crown Force drummer in blue. And the last rank, you'll see two more Hessian uniforms with a Continental rifle frock. Now the British also had music in rifle frocks, but in this case, it's Continental. Music had several purposes in the 18th century in the armies. First and primary was drill. We were the timepiece, the metronome if you wish. To take a company of 100 men, a regiment of 1,000 men, and make them move as one. The drum could be easily heard in the parade ground, and once the men were accustomed to the rhythm, they would act as a machine. Also, music could be used in long marches to break the monotony. When you're marching 15, 16, 18 miles in a day, it gets rather monotonous. The proportions of music traditionally was 1 or 2 drummers per company of 50 to 100 men. Battalion together, you could have as many as 10 to 15 drummers to a regiment of 1,000 men. It does not necessarily mean they were always playing at the same time. In a battle circumstances, only those drummers that were necessary to pass critical commands would have been used. Other drummers, as well as the fifers and any other music that was attached to the corps, would have been used as runners, medics, people to carry things, etc. On the march, you would relieve drummers. Remember, we're marching hour after hour. Very often you would find they would take some of the drummers and let them sling the drums on their backs and relax while the other ones carried the troops and then swap off back and forth. And in camp, you have a 24-hour duty roster. And another reason for having so many musicians per men is because it gave them its way of shifting off duty. 1 on, 1 off, 2 on, 2 off, etc. Now also, fortunately for our ears today, it wasn't all about military. Off-duty times, of course, they competed with each other. They innovated. They changed the music. They evolved the music. Music during this time period was going from an old-style European to a modern style of quick marches. And a lot of those changes took place in the fields, in the camps. So we're going to play a series of pieces today showing you some of the transitions and some of the innovative. Some of these will sound familiar. A lot of them will not. But they will please you, I do hope. Brigade, heads up! that some have said that the drum part of that can be used for just about any song played in the 18th century. We've only tested out half of them to see if it's true or not. The next piece is of a similar vein. Moon and 7 stars. 5 up. 5 ready. Songs had very close attachments to military. The next tune we're going to play you is a very popular amongst the Crown forces, but also later on readapted, parodied, and used for America.